Injurious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Injurious. Injurious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Something that is injurious to someone, or to their health or reputation is harmful, or damaging to them. 2. Causing injury, harm, or damage. 3. Harmful, hurtful, or detrimental, as in effect. 4. Doing or involving injury or wrong, as to another. 5. The definition of injurious is something that could cause harm to a person or their reputation, or that is offensive or abusive. Examples. 1. For an Englishman, with no protective hat, it could be injurious to health. 2. The doctor said that was one of the most injurious things we could have given him. 3. Details of the veteran's experiences connected that guilt to morally injurious events. 4. The most injurious thing is to make someone believe something unkind about themselves. 5. The failure of La La Land to land, even a SAG nomination, is injurious but hardly fatal. 6. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach may be less injurious than you think. 7. He noted, too, that not all, potentially morally injurious events cause moral injury. 8. To be injurious, it must be breathed into the lungs, or swallowed into the stomach. 9. He pleaded guilty in April to making interstate threats, and mailing injurious articles. 10. Whether these Christians will be able to walk back or not, the effects have been injurious. 11. Sometimes, we have to control our instincts, so obviously this was, I think, quite injurious. 12. But the most injurious effect might be on employer-sponsored health insurance, they argue. Innocuous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Innocuous. Innocuous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Something that's innocuous isn't harmful, or likely to cause injury. 2. Not offensive, dangerous, or harmful. 3. Something that is innocuous is not at all harmful, or offensive. 4. Not like offense, or to arouse strong feelings or hostility. Examples. 1. Although this normalization is not innocuous, it suffices for our purposes. 2. For a while, the two liked one another's photos, and left innocuous comments. 3. This seemingly innocuous incident was enough to increase my anxiety. 4. The most destructive temptation for a leader is one that seems innocuous. 5. But discovering that little innocuous, red bump on my foot made me feel, well, normal again. 6. It's the nature of my medium versus his that it sounds more innocuous. 7. But a little later it was reminding her a good deal less of that innocuous function. 8. And he could tell that this, as innocuous as it seemed, was an important situation. 9. Its most evident manifestations seemed innocuous enough, Wolf was prone to nodding off. 10. Alex has never been so torn between two equally innocuous blazers in his entire life. 11. They feed on fish, frogs, and other aquatic animals, and are innocuous and viviparous. 12. These visits may seem quite innocuous, or may involve a sense of adventure or excitement. Insidious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Insidious. Insidious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Something that is insidious is unpleasant, or dangerous and develops gradually without being noticed. 2. Gradually and secretly causing harm. 3. If something is slowly and secretly causing harm, it's insidious. Like the room, one seems to listen to them until suddenly someone's reputation is ruined. 4. An insidious change or problem spreads gradually, without being noticed and causes serious harm. Examples. 1. High blood pressure is an insidious condition, that has few symptoms. 2. A more insidious threat derives from, what happened in that Ace's last finale. 3. It is an insidious system of taxation, which discriminates in favor of the rich. 4. Most people with this insidious disease have no idea that they are infected. 5. The insidious ways in which race affects everything are prime fodder for Hall's movie. 6. The changes are insidious, and will not produce a noticeable effect for 15 to 20 years. 7. The early signs and symptoms of thyroid deficiency are insidious and subtle. 8. That effect is insidious but hardly subtle, and it is certainly not in the public interest. 9. It was seditious and insidious too, and like socialist, suspicious, fascist, and communist. 10. I'm not just scared that somehow I'll be next, it's a quieter fear and more insidious. 11. Another group must have been told to practice insidious harassment inside the classrooms. 12. But the insecurities, those most insidious and stubborn of all the demons, were hers alone. Instantaneous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Instantaneous. Instantaneous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Something instantaneous is happening right now, without delay. 2. Occurring, done or completed in an instant. 3. Something that is instantaneous happens immediately, and very quickly. 4. Done, or acting without any perceptible duration of time. 5. Happening immediately, without any delay. Examples. 1. TV has conditioned us to expect instantaneous answers to difficult questions. 2. Cyst counts were transformed to instantaneous rates of infection. 3. But one day, she looked at a page, and the word mouse had instantaneous meaning. 4. In this formulation, we assume complete instantaneous mixing within a city. 5. Ms. Klausner said that in Cabaret, as in any other live act, the feedback is instantaneous. 6. We hadn't all been in the same room in 16 years, and it was instantaneous, it was effortless. 7. Wall Street investors notoriously have little patience, and demand instantaneous results. 8. Yet many people will swear that they produce almost instantaneous results. 9. A computer virus was the perfect piece of sabotage, invisible and instantaneous. 10. Bloor had an instantaneous glimpse of a figure, just passing out through the front door. 11. Citra thought death from such a wound would be instantaneous, but apparently not. 12. By contrast, the guillotine was instantaneous, the executioner's version of drive-through food. Intravenous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Intravenous. Intravenous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Intravenous foods or drugs are given to sick people through their veins, rather than their mouths. 2. Situated, performed, or occurring within or entering by way of a vein. 3. through or into a vein. Examples. 1. His execution was to have been the first, in California, to use intravenous drugs. 2. They are slowly decreasing his need for intravenous medications for his heart as well. 3. Intravenous drug users are at particular risk contracting the disease. 4. Recombinant human tumor necrosis factor, administered as a 24-hour intravenous infusion. 5. The physician stops the intravenous feeding, and the patient dies soon thereafter. 6. In some cases, analgesic medication and intravenous fluids could also play a part. 7. Intravenous infusion of 1 to 2 liters of the crystalloid solution may be necessary. 8. Literally all we were doing was giving animals intravenous fluids and feeding them. 9. If infected, you can expect to spend a week in the hospital on intravenous antibiotics. 10. He introduces baby to intravenous drugs, because he wants the company of another addict. 11. Murray also told him to place an intravenous bag into another sack. The bodyguard said. 12. There was a clinic in Tijuana that espoused intravenous amino acid therapy for addiction.
If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.